Rega. Today I'm going to forge a speed handle for my milling machine vise that is currently has no handle. Um, there's gonna be punching involved, drawing out stock and drifting. So let's go. So I made a little sketch of how the handle is supposed to look like once it's done. There's not going to be as much pushing out from the drifting because there's going to be a little loss of material in the slag or puck that is going to be punched out. The parent stock where I'm starting from is going to be way smaller. It's going to be 100 millimeters from hole to hole and 125 millimeters end to end, 20 millimeters wide one end and 30 on the other end. Then I'm going to mark two holes 50 millimeters apart, and those are going to be punched and drift. This is going to be drilled because I don't want the enlargement, the pushing out. And by the way, push is a technical term per the great and only Pat Quinn from Center of Metal Arts. So this is it. It's going to be half an inch, a little over half an inch thick. So let's go make it. So I've got this piece of 20 mil that I'm going to turn down. I'm gonna make a taper down to 18 millimeters because the hole that I'm gonna punch is 20 mil. And then I'm going to put in a mill and mill square. So this will become a square drift. Of course, I'm gonna take the tip off because this is gonna be the part that is gonna be hammered on. And that's it. It's gonna be through punch, meaning that I hammer so that the part where I strike is going to be tapered smaller than the square drive. So once I'm through the drifting, this will fall down to the floor and leave a clean hole. All right, I already touched off. So I just have to mill down 2.5 millimeters, which is about 10,000. And here we go. Correction, it's 100,000, not 10,000. So spot on 22.5. Now I have to flip it and so forth. And should be right on size. Let's see. And it is slightly over 20.2 millimeters. I'm gonna have to sand it on the belt grinder with a high polish, and then it's gonna be done. and a couple of minutes and a couple of belt slaps after. This is the punch. It's nice and shiny, because the shinier it is, the easier it goes through the hot steel. Alright, so I have this piece of cold rolled mild steel left over from the rebuild of my press, and I'm gonna just slice a little piece. Hopefully the bandsaw is going to do that, and then I'll throw it in the forge and we'll forge it. And let's light the forge. So I'm going to try and reduce the stock by hand, since it's just a little over half an inch that I have to reduce, and shouldn't be a problem. But if I see that my shoulder gives me the fritz, I'm gonna do it on the press, but hopefully it won't. All right, here we go. So I'm using a 4-pound hammer because it's a fairly thick piece, and I want the energy to go through the entire piece. Therefore, I'm using the corner of the anvil and the weight to concentrate, the weight of the hammer to concentrate the energy in the smallest spot possible. I switched to 1.5 kilo, 3-pound hammer, because the heavy lifting is done, so to speak. And white stuff on my hand is climbing chalk, because Florida is humid. so came a little too long, so I'm chopping a little bit off. So that's the speed handle. Fits a little loose. There is a little bit of play on the power side. There is a lot of play on the speed side, but there is not going to be a lot of force involved in the speed side, just to move the what's this called, the lead screw quickly. And then this is actually fits. There is just a little bit of play, but I think it's gonna be okay. It's a 1/2 inch thick. It didn't come out exactly like I wanted because I'm very out of practice in forging, but it was fun. It's a fun day. So I have to drill a hole, get a bolt, and I'm going to make a nice wooden handle for this, and I can use it. So here it is, finished product. As you can see, there is a lot of difference between the two. The size is more or less the same. I had a lot of material loss because of the amount of times that I put it in and out the forge. It oxidized and produce scale, that flaky stuff that you see falling off the piece when I hammer. That's all material loss, and that's why it came out this thin on the edges. Probably next time I'm going to taper the flat sides of the punch of the drift as well, because they'll probably make it a little tighter, a little crispier, and we'll see. But it was a fun project. It is a little ugly, but hey, it works.